Hello, honey bunnies. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, how you doing, honey bunny? My name is Adriana. And if you're a returning subscriber, hello, honey bunny. How you doing? So today we are going to be doing a hair trimming 101 video. It came highly requested. A few people asked me to do this video, so I'm going to do a step-by-step, basically explaining how I do my hair trims on myself. So right now what you clearly see me showing is all of the supplies I need to do a hair trim. You're going to need something to put your hair up, so something as a bow tie or a hair tie, I should say. In that hair clip, I use a fine tooth comb with a rat tail end. I also use a blow dryer, and you will need a good pair of hair shears. It does have to specifically be hair shears because they do need to be very, very sharp. I'll also need a brush. This is just the brush that I typically like to use because I like the fact that the bristles actually separate, so it's less likely to snag. And I think that's it. So you see me using my beautiful wife as my model because I already trimmed my hair in another video. So yeah, we're going to use her as the model today because I owed her a hair trim anyway. So you're gonna see me taking out her braids. Her hair has gotten really, really long, y'all. At one point, my baby really used to be a bald-headed chicken, but here we are. So I'm just gonna remove her little plaits that she has. And you can really do this on blown out hair. It doesn't necessarily have to be super straight. I've done this on both blow dried hair and straight hair, and I find that I get pretty much the same results. I will just say that I do recommend that your hair is stretched. If your hair is anything like mine, I probably can't part through it anyway. She has a looser hair texture than I do, so it really isn't such a bother with her hair. But I know specifically with my hair, when I do trim it, it does have to be stretched, unless I want to fight with my hair. So now we're on to the blow drying part. Y'all please excuse that white stuff in her hair. I don't know what in the world it came from. Like, I literally felt like she didn't have it on her 1 second, and then I turned around and she was like covered in it. I don't know what the hell going on. But we're just going to get her hair stretched because since her hair was in those like plaits, unfortunately, I need to get it straighter than this. So you're just going to see me divide her hair up. And you will notice that the sides and back of her hair is shorter than like the rest of her hair because she did have an undercut at one point and she's trying to grow that out. So that's why that part of her hair is shorter than the rest of her hair. But yeah, I'm just going to go through and I'm just going to use my blow dryer and I'm going to use my brush and I'm going to just get out all the texture and pretty much just get it not bone straight but just really blow dry. Okay, so I just want to go over some of the benefits of trimming your hair because I know some of y'all out there is not trimming your hairs and I don't understand why. I mean, I mean, I kind of understand why, but I feel like at the end of the day, you just need to cut the dead ends off. But some of the main reasons of why you need to be trimming your hair is because if you don't trim off those split ends, they just travel up your hair shaft and continue to split. So that's why you see like videos of like on TikTok of people whose hair looks like really healthy in its natural state, and then like when you straighten it out, it's literally like 2/3 of their hair see through because they never cut their ends. They just like kept going and I guess assumed it was healthy. And then when you finally straighten it out, you can see through half of your hair, so you end up having to cut it unless you like the straggly look. But I don't think nobody like the straggly look. Um, Other reasons is to minimize single strand knots. If you have hair like I do, then my hair is like really textured. So therefore it's very easy for it to get single strand knots, which in turn, if you can't like work out the single strand knot, you end up most of the time having to cut it. Unless you wanted to snag on something and rip off, in turn creating a split end. Trimming your hair also helps with length retention. People think, well, I guess at one point it was a myth that like if you didn't trim your hair, but your hair was the same length, then people would think your hair wasn't growing, quote unquote. But your hair always continues to grow unless you have like some medical condition that would prevent it from otherwise. But if you're a healthy individual, your hair always grows. The reason why you don't see your hair getting any longer is because your hair is not retaining the length because it's literally snapping off where your split ends are. Compared to if you keep your ends healthy, you're able to retain your length because the ends of your hair is honestly the oldest part of your hair. In turn, take care of your ends, your hair continues to grow longer, everybody's happy. But yeah. Okay, so the moment y'all all been waiting on. So as y'all see, I have made a horizontal like line across her top of her crown, and I'm going to do a part directly beside that. You're going to pull the hair straight up. You want to keep it taut and pull it straight up. This is why the rat tooth fine tooth comb is also very important, because you want to get the hair as smooth as possible and just pull it straight up with tension. And basically you're going to get to a point where your ends look really, really see-through and sparse. And that's how you know, like right there, you can see through those ends. They look very sparse, very thin. And then you're just going to cut all those dead ends off. And that's how I start my trim. See, I'm just showing y'all that it looks really, really dead, really, really thin. And I do find that for some reason, me and Mia's hair is thinnest at the top of our head. So I do always end up having to trim like a lot off. I want to say I trim maybe a half an inch or an inch off. And then I'm gonna go through, and from that middle part that I've made, I'm going to make vertical slithers of hair coming down to her face. So as you see from the part that I made on, I do basically 2 lines on either side, and I'll have a slither of hair in the middle. I hope that's making sense. And again, you just pull that hair straight up and you cut those ends off. I also have a better demonstration coming up as well too, where I'll actually like pause the film so y'all can actually see like how I'm talking about for this part, because I do feel like my angle could have been better, but that's neither here nor there. But I got y'all, boo boo. That part is coming up. And what you're basically gonna do is you're going to go all over her head, doing that same slither. So vertical slices all over her head, completely around her head, until you get back to the space that you started from. And that's basically how you do that. I also like this method because it does keep the layers, since 90% of the time Mia wears her hair in plaits or she wears it natural. So that also makes sure that she keeps her layers in her hair as well. Okay, and from here, we're just going to do another horizontal part um in the crown of her head, a little bit past the crown a little bit. And we are going to do two parts. So you're going to part directly coming up towards your forehead, and then you're also going to do maybe about on the other side of your head, do the same exact thing. So essentially you'll have like a rectangular shape of hair. And we do this just to make sure that the back crown and the front of the crown is essentially the same area and you don't have any like super long pieces. So just bear with me one moment, honey bunny, because I'm trying to get all her hair. Her hair is so thick and she has so much hair. And I'm just going to collect all of that in my hand. And again, you're going to pull taut and straight up once I get all the hair in my hand, of course. And you are going to cut off any straggly pieces that don't belong. And then for her sides, that's like really short. Essentially, I'm really doing like the same thing with pulling the vertical tabs on the side of her head to still collect all of those like split ends, because that hair is still split, so you still need to cut it, or that split will literally just travel up your hair shaft, and yeah, you don't want them type of problems, because then you're gonna end up having to cut more later on anyway. And yeah, you just want to make sure that everything is cut evenly all around. And I even got the back of her hair, sides of her hair. Like I just tried to make sure I got all of her ends as even as possible. But that's pretty much all to it. Now there is one part that I didn't do because she was being difficult, is you're supposed to bring, like, divide your hair in half, a left and a right side, and you pull it to the front so it lays like kind of on the front of your chest almost, and you just correct any unevenness. So you literally just cut straight across. Next time I do a trimming video, I'll show that part, but I know I did do it in the silk press video that I did on myself, which I'll link that in the description box below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I will see y'all in my next video, and I love y'all. Bye, honey bunnies.